fabulous welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada, the fountain show along the Las Vegas Strip. City, just over a couple million people. A look in the air, the stratosphere, all kinds of entertainment and fun can be had here in Las Vegas as we see the fans flocking through the Orleans Hotel and Casino en route to the Orleans Arena, the host of the 361 World Men's Curling Championship 2018. The 8th time that USA has hosted the World Championship, and our feature game is the host country Sweden taking host country United States taking on Sweden. As we see Sweden making their way onto the ice surface, being introduced as they come in. Sweden trying to stay unbeaten while the USA trying to right the ship. Well, as they make their way in, let's meet the teams here in our feature game. The lead for USA, Philip Tilker. Their second, Colin Huffman. Third, Rich Ruhonen. And their fourth stone thrower, Greg Persinger, in this US Championship squad. I'll take on Sweden. Christopher Sundgren at lead. Their second, Rasmus Vrana. Third, Oscar Erickson. And the skip, Nicholas Adeem. Let's look at the standings coming into this 10th session. Sweden atop, the only unbeaten at 5-0, while Canada 4-1 along with Norway and Scotland. China, Russia 3-2. Korea sits in the middle at 3-3. Then Switzerland's a half game back at 2-3. Japan, Italy, Netherlands, and the US all with 4 losses. And Germany rounds out the field at 1-5. Other games going on here in session 10. China takes on Norway on sheet A. Our feature game, USA against Sweden on sheet B. Sheet C, it's Scotland taking on the Netherlands. And on sheet D, Canada against Japan. I am Luke Coley. Thanks for tuning in here to our coverage. Session 10. I'm joined by the 2-time Olympian and former world champion, Ann Swisshelm. It's a pleasure to be here and be with Ann.
Hey, Luke, it is going to be a great afternoon. We've got the undefeated team from Sweden taking on the host nation, USA. It should be a pretty tough match.
The team's just awaiting the go-ahead. Glad you got it straight. The host country isn't Sweden. We aren't in Sweden. I didn't get on the wrong plane. We're in Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. And it has been fun so far. And it'll get even better as we play through this 13-team, 12-game round robin for each team. Top 6 make the playoffs. And the U.S. right now 1-4. Need to try and get things going.
Yeah, and that 1-4 is really a challenging circumstance for USA. They had the opportunity to win a couple of games. It was in their hands. They had it set up, and they really need to finish that game. That said, by virtue of the last stone draw in the pregame practice, Sweden has the last rock advantage, and USA is going to need to play some extraordinary defense. They cannot let Sweden get too far ahead of them on the scoreboard. It will be a tough catch-up game. So, goal here, hold Sweden to 1 as soon as possible and move that hammer into USA's back pocket. And USA has a chance to hand Sweden its first loss of the event.
Well, and Nicholas Adeem coming off a Olympic silver medal, a silver medal at the Worlds last year. He's got something to prove. There's a little bitterness in the taste for him. Obviously with that silver medal, he'll be proud of those come this point as we see Philip Tilker will get this one going. USA with the red stones, wearing the red tops. Sweden throwing yellow stones with the yellow tops.
Yeah, that's very clear.
You can't hurt this. You cannot hurt this.
Come on. All Colin. Go. Both of you, though. Yep, gotta go. We're short. Keep. All right. Well then. Okay.
So USA opens with a little bit of a miscue on their first stone.
Ögat 13 här kanske. Någon meter mer än tiddragningen.
Christopher Sundgren, 28-year-old lead.
Linjen är bra. Hänger lite, hänger lite.
12, 8.
Ja, nästan 4. Den är vid.
Yeah, so Sweden definitely with something to prove this week. Those silver medals are incredible accomplishments, but, you know, just one short of where they really wanted to be. And Sweden has brought so many good shots to the table here so far.
Light. Yes, man.
Lighter?
Whoa.
Easy. Yes. Yep. Yep.
Relay.
Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa. It's like hack.
Whoa.
So one of the scouting reports on USA has got to be that they prefer this counterclockwise rotating shot. They throw it almost 2-to-1 to the clockwise rotating shot. Sweden's very even with the shots they select, and all of a sudden, right out of the chute, USA is kind of behind the 8 ball here.
Well, a chance to lie too early for Sweden.
Kan inte. 11. Oskar testa. 11.
And that really delicate weight allows Sweden to manage that super straight portion of the ice.
Sa du? Eller så hade du jävligt kraftfulla drag där. Ja, vad var det där?
So you saw the weight that Sweden threw at this shot.
Okay. It's slow. Less. Less. Right there.
So Colin Huffman for USA.
33-year-old second.
He is from Fairbanks, Alaska originally.
Okay. That's good.
Well, made the adjustment to tighten up the ice a little bit.
Yeah, it is a really straight spot on the ice. And it's Rasmus Rana. He's the newest member of this team, Sweden. He's in his second year with this group.
The only member of the team doesn't have that world title. It was 2015. The other 3 members were on top of the podium. It's Christian Lindstrom.
Half is good.
Gotta throw like Peel.
Yep.
So as the rock climbs that ring a little bit higher with each successive hit, now the double takeout might be available to USA.
Well, I heard Pio Wait trying to make this double. Hit, roll in. And a pretty good plan B on that, knowing you don't make the double, slide in. As we see the rules of play, 6 ends minimum must be played, 38 minutes of thinking time, and 1 60-second timeout.
Hejlan normal. Okej. Kan vi rulla lite flackare där? Lite till då. Ja, det var 10, 10, 2. Bara soppa lite.
Skulle du kunna dra lite grann här? Ja, linan. Ja, det är normalt. Inåt! Ja!
Well, just the hit, roll to the side. Able to hold that one, just roll back. There's a bit of a pocket or the double.
Okay.
Just roll in front of it?
Yep.
Kind of wait.
10 and a half.
Wait.
Whoa, whoa. What do you want?
Control. What's the call?
10 and a half, control. That's too much still, I think. Isn't it? A little less.
10 and a half.
Yep.
Well, Rich Ruhonen, 47-year-old,
Good. Yep.
oldest player in the field.
Yep, Colin.
Yep.
Hard.
Yeah, just looking for a little hit and roll.
Yep.
No.
Touches them both and does get rid of one, but was hoping to sit right in front.
A little soft.
Good time on that?
I think it was
Your
time
hair,
on.
why are we off
It
that?
definitely was soft. I mean,
Yeah.
Why are we off
it
it?
barely
He was going to try to
got that out.
I don't know. We should have stayed on it. 'Cause we
Yeah, so just a miscommunication here by USA. They just missed the line, and actually they had an opportunity to sweep their own stone a little bit further underneath that guard. It's like they all kind of froze when plan A didn't get executed. And now it's an opportunity for the only lefty in the field, Oscar Erickson, to play a touch weight tap. And this one's running on them. It's got a lot of curling to do.
Okay, freeze then.
And they're playing the freeze now.
There it makes that bend. A lot of rotation on those stones for Oscar Erickson. I think it actually overcurls on them.
Yeah, they missed the line on that. So I don't know if something's going on out there. I don't know if the lights are blinking for these guys, but
85.
they came up overcurled a little bit.
I'm not sure.
Just an inch more.
85, Rich. We're close.
tight. Mine's okay.
8.
Whoa, Colin.
We're not
Whoa.
eight. We're not
Whoa,
eight.
then.
Whoa. Right off then. You don't come
9.
down.
To this one?
Yes,
Right
we
off.
can. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, are you sure?
Yep.
Now
we're 9,
that's
8, 9.
Yep.
playing the reality of your situation. USA heads up kind of a call. They don't have their plan A, so they create a plan B. Great work from Greg Persinger in the house, and super communication from Tilker and Huffman
Zero there for them almost.
to make something out of a miss.
Sometimes that's the difference in a game of when you have a mistake, what you do with it and how you miss it.
Yeah, you just got to play the reality of what you're given. You can't hope for a rock to be made. Just communicate through, and
Minska en deci till då. Så. Ja, det var förra 90 eller?
81.
Ja, 81. Samma bort! Lite lösare!
Court placement now here for Sweden. Last of third stones.
yeah, want to freeze right down onto the two stones that are locked on the button in the forefoot.
They do lie one, but again, a little over curl.
Yeah, but USA is incredibly vulnerable here. The way those stones are lined up, Sweden can fire in that USA guard. And
Or even if we get half under, we can take away both the right and the run.
Yep. So you got
Oh,
about
it's a
14-3 on that?
dangerous
I got 14-2.
situation.
So I got as well.
So we're looking for a 0, I think, out of you.
14-2? Is that a 0 out of you? You think?
90, I mean,
Top 12, top
With a
8,
bump.
95,
USA
0,
needs to
somewhere in
tuck half under that red guard in front of the ring.
Right welded on him here.
I think so. Okay. Looking for top 8.
And it's Greg Persinger. He's the vice skip. He throws the last stones for USA.
gotta go.
3, 4!
4, 3.
Weight's close!
Gotta go.
Lots of line right now. It's getting better though.
Actually,
Stay
no,
close.
okay, 5.
Whoa,
5,
no,
6.
Colin, it's not you, ever.
Not either of us.
We're just to it. We're just
Okay.
to it.
Yep, now Colin, yep, Colin. Colin, go.
Hard.
Go, Colin, go. Go, right on it, freeze it. All right,
Great
good
rock.
shot.
Really good rock.
Well, they were worried about that run back. They
Pretty good, Greg.
still almost line it up as well.
Yeah, the run back is there. Sweden can pick that stone off the back of the
Helst
button.
inte sticka garden då. Utan bara att den och 3 gula ligger kvar.
Helst nästan ficka undan biten liksom. Så man får fjärdedelen där och bara rör det liksom.
Om vi bara klipper garden nu då. Ja, den är bra.
And look at the finish on these rocks. just moving absolutely sideways once it grabs that center line.
Kör klippen. Så eller så.
That center line definitely a tipping point of where it goes off. If you're getting lots of curl once it crosses that point.
And in particular into that back right corner as we're looking at the sheet. So Sweden has settled on the run back. Nicholas Adeem, two-time Olympic medalist, world champion. Looking for a run back, trying to move some granite.
Just peels the guard.
Gets caught on that straight spot.
Ja, fan svårt för han att garda båda alltså. Ja. Han måste nästan in.
Well, peels that one, and it's
The call, Rich?
still Sweden line one.
A guard on the center line side, so he doesn't have the tap on the back red.
No, we're guarding the run.
We're guarding the run?
Right. We're guarding the red. We're not worrying about that.
Okay.
Set.
Okay, buddy. You know the speed now. I like it. Good bump.
Two.
Okay, right here.
One.
It's over curling.
No,
Whoa.
not you. I'm going for line.
Easy. Easy.
Two.
It's the cross. Whoa. It's the cross. Whoa. Stay close. Whoa. Never.
Pretty good.
That's good.
They
I
were
was trying to
protecting
hold
that
that
red.
Yeah, no, I know. I just
Yellow,
didn't wanna
yellow.
keep going 'cause it's-
Yeah, because that was the easiest shot for Sweden to score two.
Gillar du det eller? Ja. Tror det.
Well, do you play the run again? Do you
Jag gillar dragningen. Ja. Kan ju skava på den eller den också. Behöver 3 cm.
draw for a second point?
Ja, öppen dragning bara.
The draw is available, and that's what he goes with. And once they have the line on the draw, if there's any chance, sweepers can sweep it, maybe get a little bit of a tap. It's a tough angle.
Lite av de spår som har lättat upp en.
Nej.
Båda Oskar kick lite
Den
små
här
sex.
låga 80 aktiva eller?
Ja,
Ja, känns som
sånt.
Ja, med fridragning på knappen.
Ja.
Och inte rygg på egen för då kommer vi ticka ut en sämre. Vi har rygg på deras lite grann.
Okej.
Be lots of important communication here for Nicholas Adeem in the final stone of the first end.
Helt okej. Linjen är bra. Bra linjer.
So it's all about the sweepers.
Linjen är lugn, den är lite vid nästan.
Get the button, they get their second, they have the line and play a tap.
And they're going hard now to drag it. They've got the line.
Big sweep, get it to the button, get it far enough, and they will. They judge it, the cold draw, top of the button. And it is to Sweden. Score a deuce with the hammer. Capitalize to start off this session 10 game.
Wrong side, Greg.
They were out of there.
Han är 1-7, bra sopat.
1-7 eller? Ja, bra sop. 14-6.
Well, Nicholas Adeem in Sweden, very good at scoring multiple points with the hammer. The two-time world champion leads 2-0. Lukoli and Swisshelm, the 3-6-1 World Men's Curling Championship. Christopher Sundgren will get us going for this second end. And here's a question. Does Sweden, they know they're playing the USA. The last time they saw the USA on the same scoreboard as them was that Olympic gold medal game.
Yeah, that game against John Schuster for the Olympic gold medal. That was a really disappointing loss for Nick Adeem and this team. It was an incredible boost to USA curling and an absolutely gorgeous game by John Schuster and his team at the Olympics under full pressure. USA really capitalized on it, and I would imagine that you know, this team from Sweden doesn't love seeing the red, white, and blue on the ice just yet, but they know that they're playing a much different team than what they faced at the Olympics.
And not near the experience that they were facing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Nick Adeem was playing John Schuster. John Schuster was in his 4th Olympics in a row. No athlete in our sport has ever done that. And he was in the house. John Schuster, an incredibly capable skip, played an amazing game, and it drove USA curling to lots of really great things. And these guys, by virtue of winning the national championship, with Schuster not there, that's how this team is here playing this week. And these guys are really talented players, but they end up, you know, they're always going to be compared to that gold medalist team.
Gotta go. For weight, yes, both of you. Weight's really good. Gotta go. Gotta go for line. Gotta go.
And USA working really hard on the line here. Just ends up ticking and sitting in the open.
Well, here's session 10. We'll start our look around. We'll go Canada and Japan. Brad Gushu and his team opportunity draw the house and score an early 3 against the Japanese side. Japan coming in 2-4. Canada trying to stay right near the top. They're 1 game back of Sweden, who sits at 5-0. Many thinking Canada-Sweden, a rematch of last year's World Championship final, is a possibility, but a lot of work for both these teams. It starts with Canada, this draw to the house to score 3. So a great start for the Canadian side, 3-0 after 1. Slide next door to them on sheet C, Scotland and Netherlands. Is Scotland lying 1? Back end of those 4 stones you saw in your picture. Javandorp trying to make the double. Just pick that one off to score 1. Will just touch that top one. Unfortunately, they didn't actually pick their own out. Give up a steal of 1 to Scotland. Another team with 1 loss in Bruce Mowat.
And back on our feature sheet. Sweden's got 1 on the button, 1 choking off one of the USA corner guards. It's early in the end yet. USA has a chance to generate some offense with those corner guards up there. They've got to be really willing to let Sweden Rocks sit around the rings and use them to their benefit. Erickson and Sundgren.
Lite kortare än så. Bra linje. Gör då. Hårt! Hela vägen!
We've got the team sweep happening.
I'm bra guard.
And looking in on Coach Philip Drobnik, just running through the options and the angles. You can see that fist, that's a rock. Always thinking, looking ahead, preparing for his time with his team at the 5th end break.
Good. Yep. Whoa. 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 Close. Go down.
Oh, oh. Greg, yep. Go. Oh.
Right out in the yellow.
Go.
Right out in the yellow, Rich. It's the hair light.
That's good.
And we get a look at Frederick Lindbergh. He was a longtime teammate of Nicholas Adeem, won an Olympic bronze medal with him, and
Then went
now
and coached
he's
the
the
next year.
coach.
It was after the Sochi Olympic Winter Games. Nicholas Adeem retooled his lineup, including having Oscar join forces and Christopher Sundgren. They've had a pretty good 4 years together.
Yeah, and Oscar just set that stone out a little bit, but gets away with it on his last release.
Okay.
And they're like, don't worry about that.
Still got that one top 12-foot partially protected.
Yeah, and we've got a center line guard and a 2-point lead. We're doing all right.
I like this.
Control.
I like that, bro.
Well, there's always the question of teams that play the Olympics and then have to come play the Worlds right away. Fatigue, and do you get burnt out? I don't think there's ever a burnout with this Adeem team because they play so much on a regular basis.
Yeah, well, and last season, Nick Adeem and Nicholas Adeem and his team played the biggest season ever played by any team in the history of the game. I believe it was 23 events, 23 weekends, 24. It was an incredible amount of curling. They were on the road, and I think it was in preparation for events like this. They didn't play that type of season this year. Still really busy, but a little less so. So, you know, and you've got to manage your health, injuries, and when you play that much, you've got to be careful.
Now trying to follow down. Hit and roll to the wide side on that. By Team USA has forced this freeze.
Den är klippas hela vägen. Gärna vänta så länge ni kan också. Vänta så länge du kan. Ja, behöver vänta.
This has some curling to do.
Japp. Ja, det är fint.
Yeah, it definitely took it at the end.
That's just perfect weight from Oscar Erickson stone.
So they get like an 80. Does that sound right?
80 or
80. Add 80.
Pull tight.
Feels like you can go.
Oh, only for weight.
Weight's good.
Only for weight.
Wait only.
7.
Get ready, though.
We're
Stay
9.
with it.
We're 9.
Hold it.
Stay close.
10.
Stay
Whoa.
10.
Stay close.
It's okay. Stay close.
Keep flying.
Whoa. Whoa.
Good.
Okay.
Just a little bounce on that one.
My bad, buddy.
And I wonder if that wasn't a missed opportunity for USA. They had the catcher there on the side. If they tighten that ice up and play maybe backline to hack weight, they actually could have sat 1 and 2 underneath the corner guard.
Här så är det risk att den stannar den här spinnen.
Jag tror chappen, då kan det bli lite drag och det blir som spinnen dit. Så.
Nära chappen, försöka vicka lite grann.
Jag tror out.
So taking a look over at sheet A, China is shot 1 underneath a couple of stones. It leaves a draw to the 4-foot for Stefan Wallstedt and Team Norway. And the sweepers making sure he's got the right weight. He puts it close, and it's up to the sweepers to put it perfect. And perfect they do. It's all tied up. China 1, Norway 1. China's got the last stone going into the third end.
Here, Nicholas Adeem trying to blast them out. And that yellow one actually stays around, wasn't really swept a whole lot. Thought they might have been able to get that one out further. Have a chance to hit line 2. I think it's still Sweden line 1-2 at the moment. That yellow just spun.
And Rich Rahonen missing an opportunity there. He's playing, he's catching stones over here instead of
You like the end?
sweeping, but
Fine with either. I don't know
USA
if there's
might
enough
be
room. Go out.
second count back there.
Ready out, okay.
They can make the double to make sure.
Just throw 8.5.
8.5?
Is
Is that what you want?
Fine.
8.5. You take the first contact stone.
So they've got to cross the face, cross the nose, trying to tuck underneath the corner guard.
Other way.
Close. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Well, try and make the double, get one, get the second. Very nice. To lie two.
Throw, Greg. Rich.
Nice shot, Greg.
Riktigt tuff va?
Ja, alltså den går ju, men känns svår. Frågan om vilka bakom. Jag kan spela en fart så vi kan.
Another look at this double.
Känns som en clearing och du missar så kan du nog precis rulla
The
av.
challenge with hitting on the inside, making that double as opposed to the other one, is that now the double and roll behind the center guard is available to Team Sweden.
Skön halv.
Normal. Ja. Dubbeln i första hand kan vi inte hålla på vilken.
Runt halvträff. Tjock halv. Ja, lite tjock halv. Ja. 2/3 missar i alla fall. Ja, så. Tjock halv. 55, 60 kanske.
So Sweden will try and make the double back. Nicholas Adeem's final shot here of this second end, leading 2-0.
Whoa. Nej. Whoa. Ekis. Rätt. Whoa. Nej.
Well, try and make the double. Quiet weight does just that, but unable to hold the shooter.
Till och med lite hård. 8-3. Han måste ha gjort något fel.
USA not even taking a look at that split on the top corner after the great double. They are just going to throw it through, wait for their next opportunity.
Well, probably figure they can get a better effort to try and score two. Taking on that split, something may have had a conversation about, but they don't. It'll be a blank second end, remain 2-0 Sweden.
Årets lead liksom.
Hade du någon fart på den här eller?
Well, sheet B is where we are for the third end. 2-0. Sweden leads United States of America. Blank second, two doubles by the skips. We'll see how the U.S. tries to generate their offense here in end number 3.
They had some rocks in play in the second end. They had some opportunity. So they need to try and duplicate that. And
Jäklar vad rakt. Den är lite utpetad, men... Ja. Jag tar mindre in på den här foten och bra där.
drawn to the forefoot. Not perfect for Sweden.
Clean.
Leaves a
Really close.
perfect
Halfway, a
opportunity
little
for
better.
USA to put up a corner guard.
Right out here somewhere.
Try and utilize that last stone advantage.
Yeah, whoa for now. Whoa, whoa, off for now.
Be Colin, if anything, here. Just a little bit. I think a little bit. Get it over just a little. Yep, yep. Okay. Good shot.
It's a well-placed corner guard, really usable. Off to the side.
Inne är bra, topp 4.
Well, you need that good placement of those guards. If you put it in a spot that's wide, too high, really hard to even use it as cover.
Bra fart. Bara
Känns
fart,
4.
bara fart. Bra linje.
8-4. Tight. Hårt! Järnet!
Kommer bra där över linan alltså.
So trying to go around. Sweden gets caught again by that big curl and finish into that one corner of the ice.
Riktigt samma.
Runs straight outside in, really dives inside out.
Definitely not heavy.
I'm a little fuller.
3-4.
You go early, it's Colin.
Line's good.
Weight's close.
Got to curl a little. Colin's rock. Yep.
So USA trying to utilize that corner guard.
14-8. Got to go a little.
Line looks great. It's
gotta go,
tucking
yeah,
around.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
all about the
Okay,
weight
that's
now.
good.
Yes.
That's good. Nice
Yeah,
shot.
well placed Stone right in behind.
Bra Phil.
Yeah, and while Sweden deals with that situation, taking a peek at what is facing the skip from Japan, 3 Canadian rocks, and Go Aoki has a very small piece of real estate that he needs to hit. The youngest player in the field, 18-year-old Go Aoki's draw against 3 Canadian counters being taken care of by Shikuya and Nisato. It needs a bit of the button.
Like that?
And, oh, that's how you do it.
No pressure there. An 18-year-old just draw the lid, facing 3. Already down by 3.
And Japan tightens it up a little bit.
Whatever you like.
They're still down 2.
Slide over Scotland and Netherlands. Javandorp facing 2 and has the draw. 4 foot to tie up the game against Bruce Mowat.
Full fear.
And this Scottish team coming in with a 4-1 record. Netherlands the opposite, 1-4.
Okay. Kill niet heel veel. Kill niet veel. 7, 8.
And this one, nothing from the sweepers. Grant Hardy takes that one right through, and it's going to be a steal of 2 for Scotland. An unassuming 2 stones in there end up coming in as steals, and a 3-0 Scotland lead over Netherlands.
And in our featured game, an unfortunate roll on the run back for Sweden left USA Stone underneath the guards, and USA made a nice draw to tuck another one under there.
Kan
But-
du göra den också liksom? Försöka sticka den och öppna den bakre. Den är 2/3 om vi skulle lägga vid.
Jag spelar lite lösare än förra. Förra var lite hårdare.
Förra var 5-7.
Ja, jag spelar 6,5 typ.
Ja.
The way this lines up, Sweden's going to ask Rasmus Rana, trying to remove both those USA stones. This is a ton of weight coming down here.
Well, straight back, 1-2. Push that one out the side.
And you loot nothing behind the tee line. Very little for USA to use. Great shot by Rana.
Look at this one again. runs it back, and has the stone they're promoting go straight through. Just a
so
very
much
nice
power.
shot.
So much power behind that shot.
Well, USA looking to try and use that guard, make the double, but that one really ground in.
Yeah, that one's got maybe a little bit of a sharp running surface. You saw that USA stone just spin a little bit crazy and back. That's something to keep an eye on.
It seemed for sure that one was going to go out of the rings, but it stuck around. Well, in behind cover. This team never afraid to play the run back.
Yeah, and the cover is a Swedish stone, so just going to hit a little on the wide side.
And Oscar Erickson won't be happy missing that one.
Yeah, those are his kind of bread and butter shots. Those routine run backs. But he is setting that out turn or for the clockwise rotating release for the lefty. Just a little bit. Putting the handle on the back of the stone just a little bit. It's running a little straight on him.
Queen. Yep. 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 Hard. Yep, Colin. Yep. Hard. Yep. Shot. Throw. 10-6-8.
Good brush. Keep that one on the nose. Keep those at a tough double angle. Rich actually celebrated his birthday, the first day of the competition.
Yeah, and he got the birthday present he was looking for. They opened with a win. And then the wins have been hard to come by since then for USA.
Come on. Come on. Yep, 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 håll på, yep, 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 yep. Det är så. 9-6. Hair more. Easy. Yep.
Trying to nose hit back. Ruhonen.
Colin, yep. Whoa, yep, 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 yep.
And as the stone has climbed higher in the rings, now the double's a little bit easier. Sweden's going to go for it.
Should have rolled in here. Yeah, I didn't know myself. Ja, jag spelar clearing så ganska nära träffen ändå. Tror också. Tredjedel tar den i nacken, va? Ja, kanske. 40 kommer aldrig röra i alla fall. Tredjedel på håret, kanske träffar. Ja.
Ser du det?
Ja.
Let's look down the sheet of ice here. 4 sheets created on the floor here. Obviously, set up a multi-purpose facility. That's had curling events here before. A known facility, which is always nice for ice makers to come in and to run an event. Nicholas has played here a few times, looking for the double. Get one, there's the second, and sit right there. You don't want to give Nicholas and Adeem too many looks at doubles.
Yeah, their ability to play defense with a lead is absolutely extraordinary. Here's the perfect example. USA had worked hard to create as much separation, keep their rocks as far away as they can, but double is no problem for Nicodine, and now USA.
Good shot.
Do you duct tape here?
Stabbed me. Why don't they put glue?
Trading hits back and forth.
Yep. Yep, yep.
Well, little roll in, and we know what's coming now. The hit to roll out for Greg Persinger to blank the end.
Just dust.
Greg Persinger.
Yep, yep, Colin. Okay, well, just dust. That's good. Nice shot.
Hit, roll out, and we'll see another blank end. It remains 2-0 Sweden. We're through 3 ends of play here from Las Vegas.
All right. Probably should have just rolled a little on mine, but
Yeah,
the blank's not terrible. But
or we could have just rolled big
yeah.
across the sheet. That's probably what we should have done. Roll big across the sheet.
Okay.
The worst case scenario, he has to play something up the middle.
Yeah.
Like, you go up there and you're red, and they're like,
Well, Skip's having a conversation. Thanks for tuning in. You're watching live coverage. USA, Sweden, our feature game of the 3-6-1 World Men's Curling Championship 2018. It was 10 years ago. I was last in the States. 10 years ago, the last time Rich Ruhonen played at a World Championship. He was playing with Craig Brown that year. Grand Forks, North Dakota. It was a lot colder in Grand Forks, I remember, than it is here in Las Vegas.
It was a lot colder in Grand Forks.
But another great site for the World Championship.
Yeah, USA makes the most when they get a host.
Line's good, it's overweight. I think you're at 2 right now.
So, and USA is going to need to make the most of having this last stone advantage. They are playing one of the top teams in the world in this team, Nicholas Adeem from Sweden. And this is one of the reasons why the steady play of their lead, Christopher Sundgren. He sets the table beautifully almost every end.
Okay, well, and we'll put it this way with USA's tasks now. They're down 2-0, give up a deuce. We're only 5 games in, but only 2 scores have been of 2 points against Sweden this week.
Yeah, the uphill battle that USA is facing by giving up the score of 2 in the first end. Sweden wins over 90% of the games they play when they take 2 in the opening end with the hammer. Just an absolutely incredible win percentage. So USA has, you know, statistically, if history is correct, a 9% chance of winning this game. And the way they're going to do it is with shots like that, where they freeze perfectly into the rings and really up the level of difficulty facing Sweden. USA is going to have to make the most of every minor miscue that they might get out of Sweden. And there's Rasmus Rana. He's having a fantastic tournament at 88%.
Well, interesting seeing Rasmus come in. He's very much of a similar type mindset to Nicholas. Throws the rock very similar to Nicholas.
Yeah, well, you wonder, Rasmus, did he learn the game by watching Nicholas Adeem play?
Little chip off that top one, a miscue.
Where you hit this? This is really good.
Okay. 0, right?
I think so. Yep.
Little more room.
Colin Huffman making the most of his first World Championship appearance.
Whoa, we're way out there. Whoa. Yep. Carbon now, go.
Keep pushing.
Keep going. Keep going. Go.
Get a piece under. Go.
Okay, not bad.
Pretty good. I think I just need a hair less than Phil.
Yeah.
They're trying to take it right down to the front of that one, right on top.
Yeah, they do leave a bit of a staggered angle, but
Den här blir kvar, men... Är det någon tanke att skicka garden, eller?
Alltså röd kan ju sitta ner på gula bak också, även om vi bara...
it's not an easy situation for Sweden.
Jag gillar det du sa ändå, Niklas. Får vi träff så borde den röra ut sig i ljuset.
Ja, alltså det går inte att sticka båda om du inte tar typ... Nej, det går inte med clearing att sticka båda. Ja. Även om du träffar ovansidan så kommer den här spinna av. Ja.
Alltså träffa översida och få den, då borde ju röd sticka ut. Komma ut. Bara hoppas på att den inte kommer ut bakom kornen.
Ja. Tunn halm med lite fart.
Ja. Tänker du då typ höga 5 eller?
Ja. Hårt. Ja. Lite öppen där.
And Sweden makes a little bit of a move there. They knew they would lose their own off the button, but they removed one of the USA rocks, and the other one is open.
I think so.
Now it's time for USA to try and activate that corner guard.
Easy, Greg.
Maybe 3 more.
I think we're at 6 right now.
Okay.
Is that plenty of room? Then off.
Right off, Greg, for a minute.
Stay close. Whoa.
Plenty of room.
Plenty of room.
Maybe 8.
Plenty of room.
This is a real quick spot on the ice.
No.
You're not. You're buried.
Okay, whoa.
You're dead buried.
Whoa. Okay, that's good, Colin.
And that ends up in a really great spot for USA. They don't need to be count, but they need to start building some stones up around the edges of the rings.
We'll jump over and look in. Canada, Japan. Looks like a chance here for Radgushu. A little tap. Tap that Yellowstone. It belongs to Japan. Shot for multiple points here for Team Canada.
I think it has to be good back line.
Chance to get to the inside. That's a third one possibility.
Yeah, 3 might be possible for Canada.
You're through.
Well,
Through.
Radgushu have to cross the nose of this one.
Stay close.
Coming down to here.
Has has to cross the face in order to tap this. Starts to make its move. Does it move enough? They will make it for 2. Another multiple score by Canada. They now have a 5-1 lead through 3 ends of play against Japan. China, Norway over on sheet A. 1-1. Joe Deja trying to use the hammer. Maybe make this tap, bring that back one into play. Here we'll just clip that one and roll right through. So too thin. Opportunity at 2 goes awry, and it's only 1 for China. A 2-1 lead after 3 ends of play.
And in our feature game, unfortunate miss by Rich Rahonen. Hit on the wide side and rolled out his shooter. Got caught on the straight spot in the ice. The good news is that USA is shot in the back corner. And Oscar Erickson, the sharpshooting left-handed third, needs to play a freeze or a little bit of a tap.
Right down, tap it back. Will lie 2. Behind the T-line, there's some stones Team USA try and use.
Yeah, if there's ever any way for USA to just freeze to that stone, but USA keeps hitting. They're going to stick with the hitting as their kind of mode to generate offense.
We roll under, we get the 4th.
No, shot is to roll all the way.
Yeah, try to roll all the way, so we're gonna throw it. Gotta throw it hard.
Gotta throw it like firm.
Firm.
I'm not sure what Rich is talking about with the force.
Confused that they have hammer.
They have, USA has hammer. So might just be a different use of the word force.
I think they'd love to play the freeze. I just don't know if you can play that path to get to it and freeze.
It's a really tough path, but you could freeze to the other one. You could freeze to the open one.
Gotta go! Hard!
They want big roll on this one. And just too much of a roll. Rolls out.
And
Greg, you were right there, bud.
I know.
Just get loud. We'll go with you. That's right.
oh, so frustrated by Richie.
Hard, come on!
Yeah, trying to hold that one. Weren't far off of moving that one, far enough to bring the other one in.
I know. We've had conversation many times. That's a tough thing for them to do.
Ja, den kommer tracka lite första halvan, men jag tror att den kommer köra skapligt för mig ändå på slutet. Topp 8
Yeah, those low percentage kind of doubles did not work out for Rich this end.
Lite lättare, men det är inte mycket.
And now Nicholas Adeem,
Wow.
yeah, 91%.
92. Gärna vänta lite, okej.
Bra linje!
Tror ni kan vänta lite?
Måste gå nästan!
Ralle så på. Tjalla, Ralle. Gärna vänta!
Bra fart!
Vänta! Kommer bra nu!
Ralles fortfarande. Japp. Hela vägen nu. Kom igen!
Kom igen nu! Forward! Go!
Well, they take this one right at the end and right in behind. Maybe a sliver is open, but
Yeah, but look at the angle that the sliver's open. You go for it and you're jamming it right on your second, potentially maybe counter on the other side.
Top button.
Yep.
Dead T even. So what are we looking for? 90? This is DSC. This is DSC for you, right? You threw out turns?
Yeah.
You're throwing like zeros to 10s.
You threw an 06 with very little bump.
Yeah, 11. So I think, yeah, right around a 0, bud. You know how to do it.
So Greg Persinger
Good ad.
Whoa,
99.
whoa, a lot of room. Whoa.
5-6
Okay, we're getting better
right now. We're close.
Okay, play the
6.
weight. Line's pretty good. Yep, line's good now.
He's at 79% for the tournament,
Go. Yep, go.
but he is having a really good game.
Gotta wrap a little, Colin. Go.
Gotta go.
Go, Colin, go. Both of you, go, get it around, go. Go.
Well, try to drag it as far, get it into the button.
And not only a really good game, Greg Persinger is having an outstanding game. Great sweep by Tilker and Huffman.
And always trying to figure out how can we do it better? What do we need to do on the next one?
Both of you, go, get it around, go.
Oh, fantastic shot.
You can't do much better than that.
Yeah. He dove in at the end.
Yeah. Hard.
Försöka trycka ut den här sämre än den här vägen.
Ja.
Man har ju ändå så här från den, så det är inte...
Problem, ja, känns lite äckligt för mig med den fart. Jag kommer kunna ticka i egen liksom.
Då blir det
ändå bara 2, ja.
Ja, jag tror jag gillar den, ja.
Jag kollar hur det ser ut. Spontant
Men den
känns
där
det
är
som
inte lätt
den.
för han att trycka bort.
Nej, verkligen inte. Fjärdedel har vi ungefär.
Jag tror det kommer bättre här också. Få ut den från fyrfoten så måste han jaga den här.
Ja. Jag har ju mer av gul, men det är ju mer av plats där så att säga.
Mina har ju gått riktigt rakt där i alla fall, men...
Ja.
Gillar du den med en hack, eller?
Röda kan ju sticka där nere också. Han borde inte ha något.
Får vi ut den från fyrfoten är det inte en lätt tvåa för han här alltså.
Ja, vi kör den där.
Tror du? Lite mer is här än.
Ja.
So he's going to go for what he can see.
Hackfart.
Ja. Som min första.
Ja. Kommer det sacka lite på den här sidan?
Kan jag lite grann.
14-2 nu.
Okej.
Ja. Lite bra sacka, men inte mycket.
Nej.
So Nicholas Adeem trying to get at that one. His final shot.
Nej!
Hack. Ja. Wow. Hack. Kom med. Wow. Krippa. Hårt.
I'll buy everything now, catch enough to punch that one back far enough.
Okay.
And they will be shot stone, top of the 8-foot. Decision time for Team USA.
That's a great shot out of Nicholas Adeem.
Hack. Kom med.
And he hits just enough.
That's all he could see. Like, it looked like it might have been an easier shot to punch it all the way through, or at least more. But
He just gave me a 94 with a good bump. Yep.
draw for your, take your single point.
Yeah,
Risky,
try.
but you don't have to. You could play the angle raise.
Yeah, for 2. And, you know, knowing those stats that Nick Adeem wins 90% of the games he's opened with a 2, you wonder, do you risk a shot like that? But you got to play the fact that there's that 9% chance that you can pull this game out somehow. So you've got to take your 1 here.
I'll take 1 now, and then 6 ends remaining.
Gotta go. 14-3. Gotta go. Hard boys. Come on.
Need to get the 4-foot with this one. Huffman, Tilker, get it past the yellow, right to the 4-foot.
Great sweep there.
USA on the board. They earned the 1 and a 2-1 game after 4 ends of play.
I gotta throw a touch more. He threw a lot more. Threw a lot more.
All right, good job, boys.
Well, it took to the fourth end, but the U.S. takes a single with the hammer. Greg Persinger, a great draw, but Colin Huffman, Phil Tilker take it end to end to put it in the 4-foot. Make that one for Team USA to make it a 2-1 game after 4.
I think we're just short. We're short.
And now USA needs to defend. They cannot afford to give up another score of 2 points to Sweden.
Lite mer kallare än Pauten. Linjen är bra. Ett bra giv. Hänger kvar än så länge.
Vänster. 8 i fart.
Bra linje.
8.
Den är för vid än så länge. Den är för vid.
4.
So they put that center line guard now, draw around it.
Det är bara ralles där. Den är inte helt jämn där. Full 4. Ja, göm den ändå. Göm den ändå. Kom igen. Bra där.
Well placed, top part of the house.
Yeah, and now USA needs another one of those perfect freezes. Philip Tilker set it up the last time. This is a turn he almost never throws, though. This is the side of the ice. He almost always plays the counterclockwise rotating turn.
Greg, we're pretty close. Greg. Yep, gotta go. Greg, close. Line's really good. Come on. Yep, gotta go. Come on. Both of you gotta go. Push. Gotta go.
Push right to it. Push right to it. A little short.
All right.
All right.
Sorry, guys.
That's a well-placed shot by Tilker. Really usable for USA.
We'll look in China, Norway. And it is China lying 1-2. Stefan Wallstad, a tough loss yesterday, came back against Russia, but then gave it up late. Trying to bounce back in this one and needs the in-turn draw. Facing a couple, pick up a single point, tie that matchup. Well, not much from Vagberg, Nedregotten. Drawing right into the 4-foot here is the intention. Not a brush laid from the sweepers, all on its own. And it stops just in time, so a single point. Norway ties it up with China 2-2 after 4. Side over Scotland, Netherlands. Jaap van Dorp and Netherlands not on the board yet. Here a draw with some backing. Chance to get on the board with a single point in the 4th. Just one win for the Netherlands. They need to get this to the 4-foot. And they are on this one. Huskins out to help, try and get it to the 4-foot. Really got to work, all three of them going back and forth, try to drag it to the 4-foot, and it will come up short. It does outcount 1. It's a steal of 2 for Scotland more. 5-0 after 4 ends of play. Scotland looking to improve to 5-1 if they can pick up that victory.
Yeah, and on our feature sheet, Sweden showing giving a little bit of quarter to USA here with that missed freeze attempt. Colin Huffman has a chance to hit and roll to the back of the button.
Take her to go, yes.
Well, trying to make that roll just in between.
Ja. Tredjedel med en normal eller 8? 8.
Ja, vad sa du träffen var?
Tredjedel.
Ja.
Skulle den bli lite tjockare, vi spinner uppåt lite grann och den stannar bara ut på 12-foten. Halvträffen blir sådär. Det är okej också. Ja, vi måste vicka därifrån i alla fall. Ja. Ja, tredjedel. Tunn halv är okej också. Ja.
Rasmus Vrana.
Solid 8. Helt.
He's looking for the double takeout.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep.
Double, and we'll sit side by each.
8-4.
Lie 2 for Sweden.
And there is a chance for USA. You can see that they can hit and roll.
10 and a half?
Yep.
What kind of weight?
Way less.
What weight are we throwing?
Can we make it with a 10 and a half?
Yes. 10 and a half is what you want.
All right.
So USA really going to bring the weight down. They're talking about 10 and a half. That's the number of seconds that the rock will travel between the hog lines, the pace of the stone.
Weight's good.
So they're going aggressive for the roll.
Hard. Yep. Hard. Whoa.
Well, they said 10 and a half right to the back of the button, right in behind. Perfect stone.
Beautiful shot by Rich Rahonen. That's the kind of shot that USA is going to have to pull this game from the Olympic silver medalists.
Not wasting any time. Oscar Erickson asked to play the run. Just misses that top one in the house, so still Team USA lying one right on the button. Put a guard out in front.
Yep, now it's time to guard for your life if you're USA.
Halfway, eh? You're gonna skid tighter.
And the way the scenario is right now, as long as you can keep putting the guard up there, really the best
Right edge of the 8 then.
Sweden can do is score one in this end with a great double run back tap.
Two and a half. We're going to be at 3 if I go.
Hit a little.
Well then. No, it's good. It's good, actually.
Off.
It's going to be Colin, I think.
Clean it.
It's going to be Colin.
Right off.
So USA cannot afford to have this go deep.
Yep, Colin. Gotta go.
Gotta touch center line.
Come on, touch center, go.
Yep.
And they played that straight side of the ice and just not picking up on that.
Okay.
I mean, it's in an okay spot, but Sweden might have a chance at it.
It's got enough.
And while they line that up, taking a look at, the story of the day for Go Aoki and Team Japan. The young skip is looking at another 3 Canadian stones sitting shot in the house. He's got a draw, and he's got Sakuya and Nisato on the brushes. Team Japan working as hard as they can. They need to drag this rock down into full 8 foot towards the 4 foot.
And it will just curl out.
And it's perfect. And Go Aoki and the team from Japan grab a single point in the 4th end. They're still down by 3 as they play 5.
Wow, did that one just curl enough at the end to get that single? The guard opened up an option. Just that quiet weight. Oscar Erickson just gets by the front, chips it off.
Yeah, and takes command of the angles and the positioning in the house.
Look at this. I guess they could have feathered a little closer.
Right, they could have let that curl 3 more millimeters before they swept it. But again, the way that's lined up,
Spells trouble.
right, you can feel it coming. That missed guard by USA on 3rd second becomes so critical.
Halfway.
So the positioning here on this guard.
Hit it. Hit it.
2, 1.5.
Okay, line's good. Just let it die.
Never ever eat.
Let it die. Well,
Probably a little, probably even, right?
It's good. It's good right there.
That's good.
And that's a pretty good shot.
Good rock, Greg.
Problem is, he's always going to play the double peel.
Yes.
And I don't think we were even worried about getting
Jag behöver tjock halv för att inte bara stuffa.
Ja,
Liksom.
tjock halv tror jag är perfekt.
Ja, den här behöver inte gå ut heller, men tjock
Ja.
halv. 60, jag drar lite fart.
Ja. Halvträff, då tror jag vi spinner ändå.
Ja, det tror jag också.
So Sweden even in a position where it may seem they're chasing a little bit because shot stone is for the U.S.
Du kör
Put the
så,
pressure
eller?
on the States. That guard needed to be perfect.
Yeah.
Now you make the double peel. The next guard's got to be perfect.
Tjock halv.
It's got to be even more perfect because if they open up both sides, what do you block? There's a way for, you might have to, if you're USA and Nicholas Adeem makes this double peel and rolls his shooter out of play, which is what he's going for. This is a super hard throw, and you'll see it catch, and it spins.
Stays.
Lucky for USA, that stays right where that rock is. Now USA might have to guard just the little run, but
Dålig slide, sorry.
Hit that, pretty easy do so we don't roll a little.
Well, we got to hit and roll it here, right?
Yeah.
get half of his yellow and lose our red for 3.
What else do we
I
have?
don't know what else we have. Can we guard everything?
I don't think so.
There's no reason
He's going to have the hole.
third shot, fourth shot.
Right?
Can't go right here?
Yeah, because he can't get through that way.
Yeah, I guess we could go there.
Worried about him using it to get
yeah, I
And we
think
can play
corner
that, but you
freeze
gotta roll.
right onto
Right.
that yellow rock
I
that's
don't
in
mind
the
going
top
right
of the
there.
rings.
I think it's easier to place the position.
You guys like this? I sort of like this.
Whichever. We got to get a rock right there. However you want to do it, I'm fine with.
I think so.
Almost the same line, huh? Yeah.
Air on this
Maybe like a
side.
couple inches
He's gonna
wider?
run it here. He's gonna roll out.
Okay. That sound good to you?
So a little tighter here.
You just threw an 11.
Is that more ice? No.
Are we trying to go to the same spot or a little wider?
Trying to
No,
flip
right here.
there. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So Greg Persinger,
Right now.
last shot,
Where are we?
Weight's good. 4.
fifth end without the hammer, trailing
Gonna have
2-1.
Earl a mile.
Top 12.
It's gonna be Phil.
5,
Not yet. No.
We're dead.
6,
No.
5.
We're
No.
dead, buddy. We're 6.
Okay, just tap it a little bit.
We're gonna.
Well, we can't.
We're
Yep.
definitely tapping him here.
Yep. Okay, screwed off the line a little bit.
Actually, you're right.
Well, didn't end up
That might have-
terrible by just
Yeah.
pushing that one in.
I mean,
That might have worked out.
Colin was
Pretty good.
for sure that they were dead. We're dead down the ice, he says. But
A
actually,
little heavy.
you know, it makes the angle a little bit tough. There's a couple of shots for Sweden.
Kanske? Ja. Vad tror du om det?
Jag kommer så mycket fart som möjligt utan att... Alltså att den är möjlig. 11 sarg eller 11, något sånt där.
Ja,
2/3 stenhål ungefär.
ja, garden är hög. Det är linan där som borde få lite sväng över den.
Ja, den borde dra lite grann när den kommer ner mot haken liksom.
Ja, vad tror du om? Samma som min typ, 11-5.
Ja,
Hoppas på att vi kan få ut den från åtfoten.
kanske lite mer. Smiter jag garden så kommer den dra lite. Jag får väldigt tunt tror jag med den då. Jag kan dra en 11-0.
Det är okej. Rör vi den så får vi ett i alla fall.
Ja.
Vad tror du?
Lite mindre. Där är bra.
It's just the clockwise through the hole. Find out right away for Nicholas Adeem. Last stone of the fifth end.
Yeah, so just going to try and tick USA stone, but he's sitting, he set it a little wide, and it's caught on that side of the center line. And it starts to move. This shot could be for 3.
Through. Now clip the red. Catch the
It's
other
for
one. Look
3.
at that. A quiet weight double for 3.
What a shot. What a
Wow.
shot.
World champion 2 times over. Those are shots that will win you world championships. There's a 3 in the fifth for Nicholas Adeem.
Härligt!
Snygg rillan.
First end here, Sweden and USA. Nicholas Adeem has the draw for the second point. Had them all lined up. Knew this was their option to score multiple points right off the bat, right to it. Sundgren finishes that one right to the button. Sweden, an early 2 in this game.
Okay. Yep.
The final 2 shots here of the fourth end. Nicholas Adeem, his last. Quiet weight, out-turn tap. Got to get that one after a great draw by Persinger. Chips it out to bring that stone top of the 8-foot into play, which leaves the in-turn draw for Greg Persinger.
Come on, come on!
Get to the 4-foot. And look at that, right to the 4-foot. Will get their single point. And then in 5, this just incredible. Nicholas Adeem, narrow port, in turn, quiet weight, double to try and score 3. Through the hole, curl up enough, catch the red, push the other one. There's 3 on the board by Sweden.
Three yellow.
Well, the other scores here in session 10. 3-2, China leads Norway in the 6th end. Our game, you see 5-1 there. 5-0, Scotland leading Netherlands in the 5th, and 5-2, Canada up on Japan.
Yeah, if he staggers them at all, we're used, no doubt.
Even if it's 12 and 12, even if they're right on.
Yeah,
The only problem with the double corner is these guys are good at cross.
You got to get him even.
Ja, Basel spelar han väl ingenting i. Vi behövde inte din vikt. Extra vikten på. Kom in med en helt fräsch dyna.
Well, let's look at these numbers here. 5-1 the score, 87 overall percent to 85 in favor of Sweden. Slight advantage in the draw for Team USA, but in the hits, 86 to 81 for Sweden. No stolen points. 5-1 the score after 5.
What do you want? Control. Okay. Okay, stay close. Close.
Yes, we can, yep.
Welcome back inside the Orleans Arena. Watching live coverage, the 3-6-1 World Men's Curling Championship 2018. And Swisshelm, I am Luke Coley. It is a blast to be in, and that was quite the shot from Nicholas Adeem to head into that 5th end break on that note.
Oh, you just got a bit of a half shot from USA's 4th stones, the last rock for Greg Persinger. And you can't give Nick Adeem any chance. And the team from Sweden executes that beautiful little tap double to perfection. And USA, what was a mountain of a climb against this team, it is now K2. It's a sheer icy cliff face in a winter storm.
You said it was a 9% chance after giving up 2 in the first. It's going to be even less than that after a 4-point difference between these two heading to the second half.
Yeah, but it's still really important for USA to try and kind of settle in and get comfortable with this ice. They still have a lot of games after this one. So no matter how this game ends, USA needs to get comfortable with the rocks, the ice, the speed, And I think more importantly, their communication. Their communication tends to get up and kind of aggressive, and then it disappears. It ebbs and flows in a way that just is not consistent enough. Because you look at the statistics, and USA's running neck and neck statistically with Sweden. But it's not just how many shots you make, it's specifically which shots and when you're making them.
Take a look. Even, yep.
Over there.
USA needs a couple of well-placed stones from Philip Tilker, and they get them. There is no double peel available.
Well, that's what they had to do, just put the two corners. You're hoping for a mistake and have a chance to try and set something up.
Nice.
And we talked about the ability to play defense. Not only does Sweden have the ability to generate offense.
Okay, so 0 with a little bump.
Yep.
They are fantastic at defense.
Easy.
So USA is going to have to push the envelope. They're going to have to be really comfortable using those Swedish rocks that are in the rings against them.
Really?
Well, here are the numbers. Those are the hog-to-hog. This one trying to come around
85.
right through the rings.
And Colin's frustration, just, you can feel it. He's a big guy, and he's really disappointed.
Sweden numbers 83% on the game for Rasmus, lower than his game number or the tournament numbers. They will just continue to make the simple shots now, force the US to make the difficult ones.
Back 8. Yep.
Okay. Are we looking at it still a 0 here even? It's a 0 here?
I like a 0 here, yeah.
Yeah, there is no longer anything left out front.
You got to get around the one on the left. So once we're by, you got to go. So looking for a 0?
Yes.
Colin Huffman, you know, he's playing to form, but that, you know, one errant shot on his last that really kills the entire end for USA.
Yep. Line good. How's the weight? Yep. The line.
We're light, Rich.
Yep. Come on.
They're trying to take this all the way around, get around those top two, and we'll touch that front.
Terrible.
Well, Sweden will do this to teams, make them very frustrated. Got to force it. You have to be perfect with your shots to make a comeback when you're not. Something you don't normally see. Oscar Erickson at 78 on the game.
Yeah, it's early yet, though. It's a small sample. He's about to get 100% shot added to the tally right here. Yeah, but Sweden will frustrate you. These teams that play so many games together, just game after game, you know, and USA
They could just guard it. They could just guard it. Could be down.
just doesn't have that many games together.
Right.
So they're going to have to be patient and try to enjoy being out there as much as possible and limit the frustration.
I think we got to freeze the pocket.
Yep.
Well, and you know, this is a team that you have Seattle, you have Minnesota, you have Alaska, so it's not really a convenient meeting spot.
Yeah, that's one of the challenges for all the teams from the United States, that you know, there's a lot of geography here, and this team spanning half the country and half the continent, from Alaska to Minneapolis.
6. Whoa, then. Whoa. Easy.
Top 8.
Whoa.
Top 4.
We're 7.
Whoa.
We're 7.
We're not. We're top 4.
Whoa. Whoa.
Seven.
Good. Whoa.
7.
Just
Whoa.
top 4.
Whoa.
Right into the pocket. Just moves it ever so slightly and opens up, nose through the hole.
Touchar den inte så tar du 40 på den.
Okej.
Kan spela mer om du vill och bara smacka bort den.
Ja.
Ja.
Clearing nästan chappa.
We'll look in. Scotland, Netherlands. Has a chance to get on the board. As a hit here, chance to score 2. Need a little inside roll and bump that red. They'll get in to score their deuce. So on the board and with a 2 nonetheless. 5-2, Scotland leads Netherlands.
Okay, very.
And we'll take a look on sheet D. Canada with the last stone. It's a takeout for Brad Gushu. Might be going for the double. Oh, he almost gets it, but he does score 2 points for sure. Had a chance maybe at 3, but he takes away 2 and a 5-point lead into the break.
On our feature game, Oscar Erickson able to punch that one right through.
Just right.
If we make this, we can go around on the next one. We make this double. Play it thin and see if we can kind of roll back a little.
I like it. Kind of wait for him.
I think 7.5.
Okay.
7.5.
7-5.
Thin and see if we can slide back a little.
I like this, Rich.
So it sounds like making the double, the one top of the 8-foot.
7.5.
Okay. Sweep it back if you can. We're going to try to go kind of boom, boom, and roll and slide back.
So they want this.
2 to the back 4, back 8.
They want this shooter to have a little action, a little bit of a run through.
Yep.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Yep.
Well, catch it thin, run it through a little bit, make the double.
It just doesn't change things enough for USA. They needed to freeze to something, maybe draw into the back, risk a little bit to get a lot.
Vanlig clearing, 7 liksom. Sticka på 12-foten. Viktigast är väl att de inte är staggered liksom.
Ja, exakt.
Säkra lite utsidan.
By choosing the hit on the 3rd, 2nd stone, you end up removing what little cover you might have had or a rock you could have nuzzled next to or frozen next to. And when you're playing against a skip who his tournament accuracy is above 90%, and in this game it's 95, you can't leave him a 2-foot run back.
No, he's not going to miss that even if he's struggling in a game. Give him the high praise. He's been around, done enough. He makes those shots routine.
Yeah, absolutely routine.
We can hit roll under theirs too.
Yeah, but it's going to be a 2-foot
He's got something to prove as well. There's a little more fire for Nicholas Adeem. He's got a chance to win another world title.
You can try it if you want with control.
Here, he's won 2 before.
Let's do it.
Join an elite company with 3 world titles.
Yeah, it's just incredible, and you know that's what he's going for. And look at this, Greg Persinger is having his best game of the week.
Maybe a hair down. Hair soft.
Yep.
It's just very difficult to hold pace with.
Whoa, Colin, gotta go. Gotta go, Colin. Gotta go.
With
gotta go.
Nick Adeem.
Trying to play that hit and roll.
Oh, I thought the rock stopped for a minute.
No, I just stopped.
It stopped because Rich stopped.
I was like, what the heck?
So just the one in the rings, and had to stick around because now he can split it in full-on force position. USA's down 4 points with the hammer, trying to get a deuce, get back into it. But Sweden's only given up 2 deuces in 5 games.
Yeah, their ability to defend is, well, that speaks to that stat we talked about, that 90%, over 90% win rate when they get 2 points in the opening end. When they score 2 points with the hammer to open the game, they win 90% of the time because they are capable of defending with such brilliance.
Ingen risk överkall, så försök på den. Lite. Bra fart. Här. Bra linje. Bra fart. Kolla upp, klippa.
So they're trying to position this just so that there's no ability to play a double and roll out. And USA is forced to a single point. They've got a control weight hit for Greg Persinger's last.
10. Oh, 10.
Close. Whoa. On it. Right on it.
Just needs the nose hit and stick to get their second point. It is a single for Team USA, but all they can muster with the hammer against Sweden. They're down 5-2. As we'll come back for the 7th after this.
Hey, good throw. Good throw. Sorry about your first one. You hit it early. That was different because it only rolled out by 4 inches.
Well, they told you it was light, so.
Well, a look from the away end of the Orleans Arena. Sweden leads USA 5-2. Hopefully you're enjoying this afternoon's action. I'm Luke Coley here with Olympian, world champion, Hans Swisshelm. Oh, sorry, 2-time Olympian.
Really curl.
Correct myself there.
Yeah, a couple of times at the Olympics.
2003 world champion. Team USA look to put the center line guard. They'll probably try and stack 2 centers.
Yeah, they are going to desperately need to steal. It's the back half of the game. Sweden's up by 3 points with the last stone advantage. Christopher Sundgren will draw the back corner of the rings.
Lite risker nu alltså.
Ja, nej, det är nog igenom faktiskt.
This looks like a bit of a rocket, though, from Sundgren.
Yeah, but that's the pro side of the miss here. You don't want to leave anything light. You don't want to leave anything in the way. It's an unusual miss, but again, that is the way you'd like to see a miss in that situation if you have to have one. And now it's a chance for Philip Tilker to double stack these guards. So he's looking for something really tight to the rings, directly underneath that long guard.
Greg, all the way.
Both of you, gotta be tight.
Gotta be tight. Go. Go.
Gotta go. Gotta go.
Go, every inch. Go. Go.
Line looks good. Now it's all about distance.
All right, good pair.
Well, that's a pretty good shot. It could use a couple of more feet, but line's good.
Oh, they can't make that.
Is that?
And after the first one went through,
Se hård ut.
Lite på gränshård.
Team Sweden's going to try and take control of that forefoot, knowing that there's 2 center guards out front, and that's where USA needs to go. Sweden's going to try and beat him in there.
1365.
Oh, boy, look at the finish on that rock. It pops out the other side.
Almost fully open.
Yeah. Now, USA needs to just freeze to it.
Absolutely.
Oh, they don't need to move it yet.
Freezing isn't the end of the world, but
Freezing is not the end of the world, Rich.
I think that's good line.
0.
Team USA knows they have work to do. 5-2 is the score.
close. Whoa. Waits here, whoa.
Still 9.
Whoa.
Line is
Still 9.
the most important thing.
Whoa. It's curling hard. Whoa. Okay, that's not bad.
Well, little tap, just not the angle they wanted. Roll off a little bit.
Wait, perfect.
Yeah, the good news is that rock is behind the tee line now. And Rana looking for the double peel.
Try and get
Must be
both.
close. Oh, and just unfortunate.
Leaves the guards, stuffs it on their own in the house.
Those are frustrating moments. Rasmus needs to have a pretty short memory of this right here. He's going to have to throw a peel one more time. And now USA with an outstanding opportunity. Colin Huffman needs to tuck this draw right around.
Yep,
Maybe stagger a bit.
Be good. Go.
line's good.
The angles.
Keep going. Right here. Yep.
You got to keep going.
Yep, gotta go all the way. Okay, that's good. All right.
20.
And that's a pretty good sweep. And the way those rocks are lined up, Sweden's going to still go for this big peel. There are some angles here where you could see an incredible number of rocks get moving.
They didn't overthrow this one as he did on the first, it looked like. 1, 2, 3, spill that one out.
Almost.
Not a much better result for Rasmus Vrana. He knew the angles weren't great on the first, so they even tried to overthrow it a bit.
Yeah, you have to throw it really hard when they're stacked on top of one another.
Straight center, high, halfway.
He's
He
firing
hits
it back
that
no
one,
matter
then we
what.
go
You guard
around.
this one,
We
he
got 2
makes
guards again, you know? He's gonna run it anyway, right?
We'll jump over Canada and Japan. 7-2 Canada leading. And
Center line.
go Aoki.
Halfway.
And facing how many?
3 Canadian stones in the rings, and it looks like he's playing an up weight run double takeout.
More than enough.
Straight guard the one in the middle, right?
And just hits a little on the outside and gives up 2 points.
And that is enough for them. They will concede. Canada had that one rolling right from the start. 3 in the first, they steal 2 in the end to win 9-2 to improve their record to 5-1.
USA landing that guard, nicely positioned, bisecting that center line.
Pretty good. Eller så spelar vi den. Bara öppna upp, men känns som att skicka så eller så. Ja, känns så. Försöka få med någon då. Ja. Bästa vore att få den, tror jag. Ja. Så eller? Så. Ja. Kör lite extra då. Ja.
So Sweden's 3-point lead. It's the driving force behind all of these decisions.
I'll try and get one of them out. Leaves the guard and leaves that one in the top of the house. We'll look over again, China and Norway, 3-2 China lead, and they lie two opposite ends, opposite sides of the forefoot. Intern draw for Stefan Wallstedt. Try and tie this game up. All we've seen is singles throughout. Neither side able to generate the offense. Draw right into the forefoot.
Okay, we just want it like 6 feet over the hog line?
Yeah.
Good.
So that was what?
Vagbug, Nedregotten, just staying close on this one. Guiding it right into the button. And Norway ties it up 3-3 after 6.
In our feature game, USA looking pretty good right now.
Your line's getting better.
Stay close.
Two
Not
now.
heavy. Not
They've
heavy.
got 3 rocks in the rings. They need a guard out front.
Yeah. Whoa. Yep.
Yep.
Hard.
They
Okay.
put a
Oh,
nice
that's
long
good.
guard
Good.
out front.
Yeah, Sweden has not been crisp with their peels, and they've had a couple of misses from one for Erickson, one for Vrana.
Kan ju ta skotten
Yeah,
direkt också.
just on the wrong side of the inch on some of those angles,
Ja, jag
but
gillar den. Stickar vi den så är det bättre också. Det är ganska svårt för honom att runda i så fall om vi stickar den där. Så. Och det bästa är om de stickar den typ här. Ja. Någonstans i
now they're talking about potentially switching gears.
Men då kan visa någon sida så. Ja. Gillar du att spela vanlig clearing då eller? Vanlig clearing. Försöka sticka den liksom. Ja. Försöka ligga andra sten, ja. Öppna upp den sidan. Garden är rätt hög så. Får jag bort den där så går det definitivt curlen som Niklas fick där. Ja, absolut. Visst, han kan ju runda på en till. Som 75. Ja.
so they are going to stick with the run back.
Well, you play the run back, you can get the top one. You could get the one out of the forefoot.
Yeah, what you don't want to do is block your way into the forefoot on that side of the ice.
Well, catch the top one. Actually works out better than probably the lower one because Topstone blocked a draw path. But Team USA trying to find a way to steal one.
Yeah, they've got a little bit of a heartbeat here in this situation. Look at that center line guard, the rock absolutely buried behind it.
Right here, full 8, good.
This is a fantastic opportunity, and I know, Nicholas Adeem has the forefoot to draw to, but USA is going to need a miss somewhere in the back end of Team Sweden.
We're never on. Curl. We're hoping
It's
for
carving. Stay with
down. It's still on it.
Whoa.
We're already
Wait's
deeper.
really nice now. Wait's really
So
nice.
USA's guard coming in here.
Really dove. I think it over curled a little bit.
That's that hard corner it goes to.
And speaking of that corner, this is a similar spot. Nicholas Adeem. The first was a big shot, but this one really leaves us where we stand at this game.
Absolutely incredible little tick and double using the catcher on the side of the rings. 3 points on the board.
Or some teams may not even have saw that or what weight you have to throw at it. Perfect weight, perfect judge by the sweepers.
Yeah, and a backward staggered port, the kind of wrong turn at it. just fantastic shot. Adeem's going to need another one. It's almost in the exact same spot.
Dryg sarg! 11! 11! Nej! Vänta! Ligger bra! Yep!
So it's all about when it gets to that center line, how fast it moves.
Yep! 11! Yep! Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
And with USA's stone over curling a bit.
Well, they get to shot stone, roll in the open. They open up the full 8 foot and 4 foot to get to now.
Yep, but here's the thing. USA needs to play the draw. They've got 2 guards. They can draw full 4 foot under cover.
Have to go for steal.
Are we okay if we give him an easy point? I don't think so.
No, I mean, we'd have to get 3 next time. We'd be down 4, we could get 2. Well, we could. What do you think?
So
Let's talk about
this
this.
is almost the same exact shot that Greg Persinger threw on his first one.
Feels lighter.
4.
Line's good.
5.
Phil.
6, sorry.
It's Phil. Yep, Phil.
Weight's really nice. 6.
Go, gotta go,
7.
Phil.
Well, really trying to take this and wrap
gotta
it
go.
around.
Now they're,
Come on, come on.
Oh my God, we're gonna click it.
Oh, what?
What are we doing?
oh, they just lost the line.
My bad.
Yeah,
Good
so
throw.
the other one.
Well, totally just swept that
My
one.
fault.
That was.
It's just cards right at the end.
And USA never quite grasping that
We
it
could've put
moves
that back
so
4-4
hard
there.
into that corner that they probably didn't need to be sweeping that for curl. They needed to be holding the line, sweeping only for weight.
And Rich knows it. You can see it.
Någon risk att den hänger.
Yeah, it's
Lite
just
längre ut,
frustrating.
eller? Ja, det är bra. Bara en hacksar lite.
So the intern tap this to score 2. Nicholas Adeem. Last stone of the 7th end.
Sent. Sarg! Sent. Dryg sarg! Sent hela vägen. Dryg sarg! Ligger bra. Japp. Sarg! Japp, 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 japp. Japp, 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 japp. Bra.
Well, easy for them just to guide this one right down. Nose hit.
2 yellow.
And that's 2 for Sweden and a 7-2 lead.
Bra tryck.
I think it looked like you got behind it. Just
Yeah, I did.
stay there and just.
I did.
So I think Greg might not be.
I don't care. It's one play.
Well, we are here in Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, the 361 World Men's Curling Championship 2018. The Orleans Arena playing host to these curling championship. We will declare the world champion next Sunday. Obviously, Sweden and his team would love to be in the game and on top of the podium.
Yeah, and they really are looking so strong right now. They are the only undefeated team left in the entire event.
tänker nästan att vi skulle kunna dra igenom. Vi kan dra
Ja, det
en
jag
till.
tänkte också.
Ah, okej.
Blir en topp 4.
And they're looking good to add another tick mark in the win column here.
You got to go for weight, guys. Got to go hard for weight.
Hard, guys.
As far as it goes.
Well, since the 2 put up in the first end, we've known USA has had a lot of work to do.
It's fine.
Go around it.
We go on it.
Yeah,
Numbers
and-
don't play it well for Team USA.
Well, and that's really, you know, that actually just speaks to how accomplished Team Sweden is.
Well, look at comparison of numbers, 89 to 88. Pretty similar for both leads. This one won't go down as a 4 out of 4. It'll be a not considered stone, the throw through.
Yeah, it's, you know, as a lead, one of your favorite shots to throw, because it means your team is well up in the scoreboard and that you've done your work so far.
Yep, Colin.
Well, some will argue it should count because you've worked hard enough to get to that spot. You throw it through, you should get full marks for it.
Why not?
That's what the shot call was.
You gotta go! Go! Not fine, go!
No, it's not fine.
Oh my goodness.
And USA just, you know, you've got a couple people calling line for USA. And I don't know if it's when their skip missed the line on that last shot, that all of a sudden the sweepers above the rock are calling the line and saying it's fine. And
The doubt creeps in the
Yeah,
man in
and-
the house.
yeah, the doubt creeps in and you start kind of over calling everything. I'd like to see USA, you know, settle down a little bit in some of these games. I know they've had some disappointing losses, games that are right there for the taking.
Numbers pretty similar between both second players. 80
Yeah.
to 75, or 77, pardon me.
Yeah, it's really not. It's not the stats at this point. It is.
2.5.
It is
You're buried.
what shots you're selecting and
You're dead buried.
when you are executing and when you're not.
If you're in, get it in.
Well, and it'd be important here to see.
That's good, that's good, that's good.
Obviously, personalities are what they are and how they want to play, but just simplify things. Just not overthink it. There's a lot of thoughts that are, it seems, in their head with the ice, what they're doing.
Yeah, but they're not having those simple discussions about the movement in spots and, you know, USA has never really quite picked up on that one spot moving away that, you know, and those are the kind of discussions that they need to have. They need to share a little bit more. Kind of those bigger picture things. And
No, correct. It feels really big, Greg.
Feels big.
9.
That's what you want.
Line's good, right here. Line's good.
We get off a minute. Let's get off.
this is that spot.
Line's really good. It's cutting.
It's good, it's fine, it's fine.
It's always Greg. Now it's Phil. Now it's Phil.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Gotta
That's good.
hang on in the back. Good shot from Huffman.
I just figured. I figured because we're gonna go around as yellow.
Kör vanligt här då.
5 points up on the scoreboard.
We know what's coming from Oscar Erickson.
Yeah. It's going to be the peel.
Not a whole lot phases Oscar Erickson. You don't see a lot. Actually, when they did make the shot for 3, it was about as much emotion as I've seen out of Oscar on the ice.
Well, these guys come into every moment expecting to make these shots. Hey, look, it's Sweden talking with Norway. Are they prepping themselves for their next game? They play tonight.
Just catching up with their Scandinavian friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I wanted that one deep. Yeah. And it's as deep as it could be.
Yeah.
I like this. Let's do it. So do I.
And here's another great look at statistics and how they can trick you a little bit. I mean, Oscar Erickson, they've got him at 69% for takeouts, but if you were to look back at this game and think, did Oscar have a good game?
There's not a lot. There was a couple little mishits.
Yeah, I'd say he's had a great game.
Yes, yes, Carmen, yes. Hard. You gotta go. Hard. Go hard. Hard. Go hard, Phil. Go hard. 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 Keep the line. Keep the line.
Once we didn't have the line.
And after that great little freeze tap,
No, it's not good.
we're going to take a peek at Scotland and Netherlands. Scotland's got 2 rocks in the rings. They've got a 4-point lead. Yep, Bentorp needs a bit of the 8-foot to take a single point and try and tighten the stranglehold, loosen the stranglehold that Scotland's got on them. He's missed a couple draws, but this time he makes it perfectly, covers the lid, takes a single point. Scotland's up by 3.
We'll slide over as well, keeping you up to date. All the games, China, Norway now. And it is Norway lying 1, 2, possibly 3, but that one on the button is where Aju Deja looking to go and get. Outturn, tap, score a single point. Just a quiet weight tap for this Chinese team. Disappointing loss for them yesterday. Actually, both these teams with losses they'd like to have back. Japan beating China, and China just not playing very well. As we see the tap back by China. Score one more, 4-3. Back and forth with ones we go. So a draw to the wing, and as we were showing you those, Oscar Erickson, I'll just make the double and kill all the backing, get rid of everything.
Yeah, his 69% hit rate.
Will be much better than that after those 2 shots.
Yeah, and allowing nothing to accumulate now for USA. Sweden hits and rolls out, and that's on purpose. Boy, when you've got a 95% shooting Nicholas Adeem, Greg Persinger's 85% looks mediocre. And it's actually a really great game that Greg's having.
Yeah, and you take away that the shot in the last end. It's a pressure shot because you can't make a mistake on it. They make the little bit of the line call and ends up being a 2.
Yeah.
Richie.
Normal. Kanske lite dryg.
Ja, det är det. Bra.
Japp.
Det är lugnt, vi stannar. Det är lugnt.
Well, nose hit, and Team USA will concede defeat at that point. They will shake hands, and it'll be a victory without throwing their last in that end. Realizing a tall task will not be done. Sweden stays unbeaten. They'll take on Norway later today. Team USA will not play tonight. They'll bounce back. They'll play tomorrow against Russia. An impressive performance by Sweden.
Semifinalkänsla. Jag tycker det hade jävligt bra fokus på det vi skulle göra. Liksom.
So 7-2 the final. Sweden defeats USA. USA now 1-5. Sweden 6-0 as the X's go up in 8. Well, here at the Orleans Arena, we'll slide over after our feature game. USA-Sweden ended early, 6-3, Scotland leading. Scotland does have the hammer. We are in the 8th end of this one. Scotland throwing the red stones, Netherlands with the yellow.
Okay, gewoon hit de rol, net iets overrollen.
Down to the finals, 2 stones. Jaap van Dorp trying to hit and roll. Looks like there's a biter on the side as well.
Oké, je ziet er toch uit als heel veel, Wout. Net iets minder.
This was a 5-0 game at one point through 4 ends, now 6-3.
Yep.
Trying to keep themselves in this game.
Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard. Yep.
Carlo Glasbergen, Laurent Hoekman on the sweep, trying to make the hit and the roll. Little roll, but not enough. It'll stay in the open. Bruce Mowat, an opportunity to make the hit, score 2. Go up by 5 with 2 ends remaining.
Als je 10 gooit, dan heb je denk ik. Nou, schoot 10,5, toen wist ik dat ik direct erop moest. Maar goed, weer wel verder. Als je 2 pakt.
Geef je. Must have heard you.
So Bruce Mowat, World Junior Champ in 2016. World University Games champion 2017. Here at his first World Championship. Trying to pick up a win here in this one. They come in at a 4-1 record. Will make the hit. And there is 2 for Scotland and an 8-3 lead for the Scots. They try to keep things going. And that is it. That is a final. Handshakes, victory for Scotland. 8-3 the final. Scotland wins again. They improve, keep pace with Canada. Try to stay 1 game back of Sweden. They do. Big matchup. Win there. Scotland knows they need to keep winning, keep pace. Those teams at the top of the standings. So now 3 of the 4 are final. We'll get you over. On sheet A now, Norway, China, Marcus Højbjerg. A 4-3 game. This one been back and forth. China with the red stones, Norway with the yellow. Højbjerg trying to get through the hole. Little chip. Roll in behind, back of the forefoot. Neither side being able to score multiple points with the hammer. It's just this game remains out on the ice.
Thanks again. Good luck.
So we see again the handshakes in the final. Scotland, Netherlands.
Lila. Hard. Whoa. Whoa. Hard. Whoa. 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 Kling.
Drew Deja.
Kling. Hard.
Try to get through the hole. They're through. Now make the hit and roll away so it doesn't have the backing all. Just behind the tee line. Just a little roll for China to sit 1-2-3.
spille tidligere enn å poste oss sånn som man skal gjøre på din.
Ja, lykke.
Der. Han kommer etter I hullet så lett. Prøver nesten samtidig. Ja.
So Stefan Wallstedt at 82% on the game.
Han akkurat halve
Try and draw down, sit on the corner. You can be shot stone. And use, as Norway does have the hammer playing this 8th end. See if one of the sides will be able to make that deuce. Game did start with a steal by China. That was the only score that wasn't with the hammer.
Linja bra. Wow. Rent. Wow. Rent. Japp. Japp. Fart. Bare fart. Wow. Japp.
Well, trying to come down, sit on the corner. And just like that, look at that, right onto the corner of it. Will sit shot stone. So we see the numbers advantage for Zhu Deja, 88 to 72% or 82%. Well, 8th end, important end to try and score. Make a play. Do you go in around? Do you try and follow that one down? Electing to draw right around. Zhu Deja. Xiao Zhu try and take this one as far as they can get into the forefoot, but it looks like it's going to come up short. We might have a chance at our first deuce in this game. 4-3 is the score. Norway, opportunity here. How do you get there? You go wide? Do you play the same draw down to your own? Just not enough weight. That is, we are on sheet A now with this one. Right next to the boards, maybe a little bit different path.
And Stefan Wallstedt sits in for his last stone here in the 8th end. Norway is shot 1, and he needs a repeat of his first shot.
Well, if he has the right angle, he can tap it, but has to be careful not to tap it on the wrong angle. Lying one right now.
Yeah, and remember, he's navigating a port as well.
Well, get through the port. Got to catch enough of the forefoot. Tap their own back a little bit. And very nice. It looks as though there is enough. It's close. But I think it is 2. And there it is. The first 2 goes up in end number 8. Norway and China. Norway, their first lead of the game comes in end number 8 to lead 5-4 over China.
Ja, så er det litt dårlig tid. Nå er det...
Ja, Magnus skal spille grader i, så det blir litt i hvert fall, men så har vi tatt
Helt fint. Ja.
So a 5-4 game. The first lead for Norway. They get the first deuce of the game.
Yeah, it comes at a pretty significant and perfect time. Scoring 2 in that 8th end to go up by 1. It gives them a near 70% chance of winning this game.
Yep, kan nå. Yep, jeg er safe. Opp, 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 opp.
Bra spill, Magnus. Veldig bra.
Bra, Gustav. Bra.
Well, centerline guard.
Fikk meg så inn, du.
See how China plays this. If they go hard to try and get their 2, play for a force, try and be 1 down into the 10th.
It looks like they're going to go for their 2 here. They're throwing a corner guard. Norway is definitely trying to force with that center guard put up front. And this rock is just going to stop outside the rings, stay in that free guard zone.
Right on the 3-6-1 logo.
Yeah, and Norway out of the hack really quickly. Magnus Vaber wasting no time on the clock, and really puts a beautiful rock right underneath that center guard. What pressure on China now. And it's those simple executions that happen at the lead stones that really up the amount of pressure that the opposition has to face.
And now a perfect corner freeze needs to be made. Shoji Lin.
Hard. Hard. Hard.
Yeah, so sweepers working this one really hard.
Well, just grazes that top one. Chance for Norway try and make this double, make this nedrogotten. His team finished 8th at the World Championship last year, but Magnus had a great event, his first Worlds, and he proved he could be there and play at the level. As he shows it off again, making that double takeout.
Yeah, and just stacks another rock in front of the 4-foot. Great shot by Nedrogotten. China's going to try and bail a little bit.
Just about touches that third one as well.
Okay.
Shu Jingtao. Leaves just that one stone in the rings. Obviously, Norway would love to get a force in this end.
Yeah, and they're going to go hard for that. So now it's time for another guard right on top. So shifting gears from the upweight double takeout. That is so close to being absolutely perfect, but does leave a little bit visible for Team China.
Clean. Clean. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Starting to try and make its move now. Try and push that one back. We'll sit in front.
Hey.
And they create some space in the forefoot.
Vant. Ja. Det har rettet seg ut litt, virker det som.
Okay.
Yeah, he forced Norway to hit it, but Norway has to be happy. They're in a good position. Marcus Hoiberg.
Yeah, the force is still on. That is their main goal here. They'd love a steal, but they really want the hammer back for that 10th end.
Hard! Hard! Hard, 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 hard! Helt in, helt in, helt in! Andreas, hard, hard, hard! Godt spill.
Well, hit, roll. They'll stack them one in front of the other.
Yeah, it is a little bit visible on that outside for Team China. And here's Marcus Hoiberg. That counterclockwise rotating shot. Maybe just a hair narrow when he came out. They swept pretty much the entire way down the sheet. And they get the hit and a little bit of a roll. Well, that's a pretty good stagger underneath that center line guard.
While trying to clip. Oh, look at that. Just caught enough of that to get it out.
What a shot. That's the old hack weight double takeout. You don't see that very often in the sport. Incredible throw.
Spill den først.
10-5.
10-5.
Hva farta I stad?
Now brings blank back as a possibility. So this just swaying back and forth here.
Yeah, these two teams clearly in an outstanding battle. It's a tough scoreboard. 1-1-1-1.
Yep.
End after end.
That two definitely jumps out. Well, hit to the side.
10-4.
Will lie one. That center line guard out in front. This the lone game still out on the ice. The other three ending early. Norway knows they need to win, keep pace with the teams ahead of them.
Yeah, and they've got a big match tonight versus Sweden.
They still have a hard portion of their schedule left. They still have Sweden, Scotland, Canada. Have to finish this one against China first. Try and hold on to the lead they have. Avoid the jam. And they will get away with it. They kill it, take away any chance of that one. Just that one stone remains in the house.
Now, as much as you want the roll here, as much as Stefan Wallstedt would love to roll his rock behind the center guard, he's got to make sure he gets the hit and that his rock stays in the rings. He can't afford to let China have an open draw underneath that guard.
If this was his last, he could go real aggressive, or even play the straight draw if he wanted to play for the force, knowing that even giving up 2 isn't the end of the world.
He plays a delicate weight, and he doesn't hang around the rings. Gets caught on the board side, runs a bit straight. He played beautiful weight, just never got the curl there.
Opportunity at 2. Zhou Deja go in behind. Look from up behind the coach's bench. Marcel Rock coaching this team. Figured this would be a tight-fought battle between these two squads, very similarly matched. Both coming off disappointing losses.
骑不行，这连轻带着点，下线，下 OK， 看看点力量啊。
And they haven't laid a brush to it. All of a sudden, right at the end. That's a nice draw for China.
So they go back 4 foot. The only stone in the rings. A yellow one just on the outside. Norway try and weld it on top, but get the force. They've done it well so far this game.
So now we're looking over the shoulder of Paul Trulsen, Olympic champion and coach for Team Norway. It's all about Stefan Wallstedt right now, though. Give this rock to his sweepers. Your job as the thrower is to put it close. Your sweepers and your line caller, they put it perfect. And when you're looking for a freeze, you need to be perfect. And
well, you can be perfect, just like that, right down to it.
That's how you do it.
Look at the time as well, 4.5 minutes for China, 3:18 for Norway.
Yeah.
It'll be a little tight for Norway. They'll have to play quick early.
Yeah, now we know why. The players were pretty much firing out of the hack, their lead and second. Now, they wait.
They wait
will
and
they
watch.
be up to, without, or will they be tied with? That's the options right now. It's all up to Team China. And so Deja's last stone.
Well, got to drag this one, get it to that stone. Great big sweep by the Chinese. They've shown they're great sweepers. They do it again. One more time for another 1 point. We are all tied up, 5-5, heading to the 10th end. Although Norway will have the hammer in the 10th end.
To softbiler, halvtegn her veldig rett. Ja, ikke sant? Det det jeg mener. Men da kommer jeg sikkert til å gi litt mindre is, så du må ikke korrigere slipet. Jeg setter en ærlig på post, og så held Magnussen. Ja.
Well, just one sheet remains in action here, the 3-6-1 World Men's Curling Championship. It is session 10, our featured game. USA-Sweden ended early, so we've slid over. Show you the conclusion. China, Norway. Luke Coley here with Ann Swisshelm.
The goals for these teams in this final end all tied up. China needs to steal. They're going to do so by putting up the long guard and then try to stack a tight one underneath. Norway will defend by attempting the tick shot. So because of the free guard zone, that Chinese stone cannot be fully removed from play. It can be moved around. This one's curling really hard.
Can't remove it.
Oh,
and that's able to get that one to the side.
Absolute beauty. And he loses the shooter as the bonus.
Yeah, that's an added bonus when you can push that one and get your shooter out of there. Sometimes you don't throw enough weight and it stays there and it blocks off a draw path.
Yeah, or it stays there and you just have to navigate it when you shift to peel mode. You're worrying about bouncing a rock off of it. It just makes the next shots so much easier when that tick shot is made. And now Team China is going to want this one maybe a little bit deeper.
Okay.
But they hold the angle.
Ja, det är bra.
Same thing, not wasting any time. Magnus Vagberg, of course his father played with Paul Troelsen, the Olympic Winter Games, Lars Vagberg. Ticks that one off the side, and again, he doesn't lose a shooter quite as well as his first one, but still, two good tick shots.
Yeah, and the way those stones are sitting locked together over there, there's a maybe a little bit of a trick shot available to China, but they're going to try the more traditional center guard.
Whoa. That's clean. Easy. Okay.
Peels can happen now. Second of the Magnus front end. Magnus 2.
It's the all Magnus front end. We can say that Magnus is playing 100% so far this end.
Oh, there you go, 3 for 3. They've been good through so far this game. Magnus 1 at 93%. Magnus 2, 90%.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay.
Well, continue to put this up, hoping for a miss, something that will leave you a shot.
Ren.
Just clean.
Puts everything up again. Halfway through this 10th end, and with all the games in the Tour, and World Championships, and National Championships, it's about a 75% chance for Norway, according to the numbers.
Yeah, you're tied with the last stone advantage.
Look at those numbers. Zhu Cheng.
Outstanding.
Whoa. 正常。好的。好。Whoa. Whoa. Okay.
Drawing behind.
Yeah, and this is a tricky little double peel. You can easily bounce a rock right to the center line here, depending on.
Halvträff lite extra.
You don't want to hit a quarter to a half of the middle stone. And boy, when someone's having a good game.
Well, goes by everything. Does not make contact with anything. Marcus Hoiberg.
Those moments are so frustrating. He needs to forget that as soon as possible. We need to learn from it, move on. And China needs to put the pressure on.
先等一等，等一等，我这边不带了 ，no never。
刷大点。
哇
3局。
Whoa. Okay.
Center guard. Not even trying to rip it onto that one in the house.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not sure why. There's really not a ton of danger. If you do happen to jam it, it rolls behind the tee line.
Yep. Hard.
What you can't afford is to leave your shooter out there.
Peels it clean, opens up the rings with just that one on the side. Skip stones remaining here in this 10th end, a 5-5 game. Norway with the hammer.
China with 2 minutes left on their clock. And they call the timeout. And they'll have their coach, Marcel Rock, come down to the ice.
对啊。刚打完一个力量，完了让他投球多他妈费劲呢。对，我们女全10个人家都。
Just waiting for Marcel to come down, discuss this one. They do lie one.
This time it's more about his last rock than his first one. So you can play a tight guard on that side far enough that there's no double. But your last one, you want this guy to throw an out-turn club. So your last one, you're going to want to put it so that it's full center line, maybe a little bit this side. No split center, but a little bit on this side. Full 12, and his out-turn draw may be a mistake. So you're protecting that at all cost, and then your last one, full 12. And maybe a mistake, maybe over curl. But his in-turn draw is better than his out-turn draw. Yeah, no double. There's no point in coming around this way. If you put it too high, he's running it. So get over there, protect that one.
So Marcel Rock, coach for Team China, went through not only the options for right now, but more importantly, what you want with your next shot.
Yeah, what do you play on the last? And it's definitely something they had looked at and ways that they were going to play it. There's about a 7% difference between the in-turn and the out-turn draws for Volstad that Marcel was referring to. Zhu Deja, first of skip stones. Come into this one, a 3-2 record. Norway right ahead of them in the standings. 4-1.
This guard comes to rest in a good spot.
Står du litt lenger på senter nå, men burde være bra.
You see Marcel indicating maybe just a little bit further over so that it's a tougher slash to go after this one and play the peel. Should make that side one. It changes maybe a little bit on your last. %, on the draws, 72% on the hits.
Yeah, there's very little mistakes on draws for Wallstead today.
And we'll jam it on the side one. So China gets a break there, that it sticks around. Now, they talked about it, where they want to go with it. They want it on the side of center line towards sheet B, so away from...
Towards their own rock.
Maybe just biting into the top of the 8-foot.
Yeah, you want to be full 12-foot, biting 8-foot. You can be half into the 8-foot. You just don't want to be deep enough that Norway can have a simple hit and stick for the win. But this rock looks like it's got some legs.
And it's over curling. They're hoping to be on the other side of the center line.
Weight's really nice. Norway's using their timeout. But it's probably not so much about shot selection. It's more about making sure that Stefan Wallstead has the time he needs to make the shot. In fact, no one from Norway's bench even stood up.
Sometimes teams will have a sign. They know you're lower on time, that it's just a matter of going through, taking that extra second, cleaning the path.
And really, in this situation, there's no need for a coach to come out there and actually take the rhythm from the team. The team knows what shot they need to make. They need to make a draw, and it needs to be full 8-foot. Their skip has been playing 93% with draws. The coaching staff knows that. There's really nothing to be done other than to give your player the time and space that they need to throw this rock, as they know how.
Well, Stefan Wallstead, he's 89% on the clockwise rotating draws. That's this one right here is in turn. He was 82% on the out turn, so that's why they're looking to try and get him to play the out turn.
Yeah, so this is all about the sweepers right now. And they're out in that fresh pebble. They swept that the whole way. They do have the whole 8-foot, and it slides into the button and stops.
Right down, Stefan Wallstead and Norway pick up a victory, improved to 5-1. China drops to 3-3. Clutch draw from the Norwegian skip to win this one by a score of 6-5. They know they got a big match tonight against Sweden. Easier to go into that with a win than with a loss.
Yeah, that's a significant win for Team Norway.
This is our feature game. Ended early, 7-2 Sweden, knocking out the US, starting off strong, finishing strong. Well, sixth end, USA unable to muster any offense and forced to play the hit for a single point.
10-0.
And then no problem, right on the nose. USA gets their one. After a misjudged stone by Team USA, Nicholas Adeem and his squad looking to capitalize, make this in-turn hit and stick. Score 2 points to take a commanding lead in this game. No problem there for the Swedish skip. And in 8, Nicholas Adeem's final stone without the hammer. Plays the open hit. And will stick around. USA concedes, decides they don't need to throw their last. It's a tough hill to climb. It's a loss, and Sweden wins 7-2 the final. Yeah, the results from session 10. Norway upends China 6-5. Saw the score there. Sweden beating the US 7-2. Scotland wins 8-3 over Netherlands. And Canada beats Japan 9-2. Which leaves us at this. 6-0 Sweden at the top of the standings. Followed by Canada, Norway, and Scotland. Russia right behind at 3-2. Then China and Korea at 3-3. Switzerland 2-3. Japan right behind 2-5, and one-win teams Italy, Germany, Netherlands, and the USA round out the 13-team field.
Congratulations on a pretty significant win, Nicholas.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a really solid game. We got a good start with the deuce in the first. That always helps. We can control the game from there, and we make a few mistakes, and they have their chances. But in the end, we get a lot of blanks, and then when we force them to one, it feels like we're in control. But then letting them back kind of in that end where we stuffed the run in the center there, and almost could have gotten ugly there, but we got a 2 out of it, and then the game is over, obviously. So a bit fortunate too, but I think we played solid enough in the start to be able to control the game.
Yeah, you made an outstanding shot in the 5th end. Can you talk us through that one a little bit?
Yeah, we could only see a little piece. I missed my first one a little bit. Wanted to double and roll away, but my shooter was still in the way, and then they actually were playing a guard and it came a little heavy, but they tapped the rock in top 12 foot to an angle where we just couldn't do anything but try and go in that hole and hit the shot rock, and then lucky to just go past our own one, otherwise they might steal one there. So getting 3 out of it is really fortunate, but it was a good shot, and I think we deserved the win. So it was fun to make one of those.
So you're undefeated still. What are you going to take into your next game?
Just the focus that we had in the beginning, and I think in this game too we lack a little bit of focus in the middle of the game, but then we pick it up again. So if we can keep that focus up and not make any silly mistakes in the middle of the game, I think we're looking good from here. But yeah, just keep that focus up, I think, is key from here.
All right, great job. Good luck on your next one.
Thank you.
Well, Nicholas Adeem and Sweden win again. Thanks for tuning in. For Ann Swisshelm, myself, Luke Coley, the whole crew, thanks for watching the 361 World Men's Curling Championship.
What do you want? Control the call.
Bra linje.
Go fart. Av den. Go. Line's good. Get it out. Go. Go.
A guard. 2/3 om vi skulle lägga vid.
Jag spelar lite lösare.